What's up, cuties? So some celebrities are pretty cool, right? I mean, not all of them. Like, there's like shitty people everywhere, right? A good example that comes to mind is Roseanne.
I thought the bitch was white! God damn it!
That being said, there are some that have garnered public favor through their good actions or just all around being good people. I mean, some good ones that come to mind are like Don Cheadle, Shakira, Jim Carrey, people like them, you know, that throughout their career, they have just kind of gained the public's trust. And the reason I bring this up is lately on my TikTok feed, I've noticed that some of these people that have kind of gained that public favor over the year, just kind of tossing it aside for a little bit extra bucks, if you will. If you weren't able to piece it together off of the thumbnail, I'm going to be talking about Drew Barrymore and Oprah mainly. And I promise it's not because they're women. I don't have a thing against women. I promise. It's more so that they're just the ones that have recently popped up on my TikTok feed. I know there's other celebrities that do some sus shit behind the scenes, but that's not who we're talking about. So, first of all, Drew Barrymore. You guys know her. You guys probably loved. She has always seemed like this like nice bubbly person. Like her characters, like some good movies that come to mind are like 50 First Dates. There's also that vampire show she was in with Timothy Oliphant. I don't know if you guys ever watched it, Santa Clarita Diet. Remember this because I'm going to come back to it in a second. Something interesting has popped up as of late. Now, I know if you guys have been watching my videos in the past, you probably have heard me talk about the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strike that was going on. It's just people that were basically participating in helping make movies. They were striking to get better wages. And I know a lot of people have this misunderstanding as to whether, oh, these movies, they're not good, why do they want more money? And I kind of want to get into that a little bit because I don't think that's fair. So in the first hand, you got to consider it like this, right? It doesn't matter if the show sucked. Did it make money? If it did make money, then they deserve more money, right? Because they are the ones that are writing for that show. Something else to keep in mind is everything was made in a way where these companies didn't have to get like writing rooms. They were like limiting writers, limiting like the time that they had. Sometimes when you are recording, there are some lines that don't quite hit as you had hoped because it doesn't suit the actor or any other number of reasons. And you need a writer on the spot to be able to change that line. They weren't getting that. So that is a big problem when you're trying to write a show that everybody likes. Anyway, that being said, I'm sure you guys have at some point heard of Drew Barrymore having her own talk show. I think it's called like the Barrymore Show or something like that. Anyway, this talk show, as well as, you know, all the other shows were considered struck shows. And Drew Barrymore was participating, I guess, in the strike until one day she woke up and she said, you know what? No more. I'm starting this show back up. It doesn't matter if there's still an ongoing strike. I want this now. Now, she was going off about how it actually isn't a struck show, although it was. And she ended up posting this on social media. Obviously, the backlash was not in her favor and she drew the public's ire and she ended up deleting that. And so the next part, I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard that on top of restarting like the show, any of the people that were coming in on set, she was having like security check like their bags, and if they had like any stickers that were in support of the strike, she was like taking them away and people were getting reprimanded, which does not at all match what she's been publicly saying. Now, I do want to go back to Santa Clarita Diet. If you guys haven't watched it, it's this show that I personally enjoyed. Like I said, it had Timothy Oliphant, it had Drew Barrymore. Basically, the two were a married couple. They were both real estate agents. And one day, Drew Barrymore's character, she gets turned into a zombie. And essentially, it's just the two of them trying to get her blood so she can contain like her urges, all the while not being discovered. Personally, I really like the show. So it really bummed me out when it got canceled after like the third season or something like that. And something that's come out recently, and I'm sure you guys have all noticed it. So you know how like Netflix will drop like these bangers of a show and then like 2 seasons in just like cancel them? So I guess Netflix was doing this because renewing their shows for another season would make it so that they actually had to pay their writers more. And because the greedy executives don't want to pay their writers more, they just scrap the show and make something new, which is a bummer because like I said, I really liked the Santa Clarita Diet. Whenever a new season would drop, I would just light up. I'm a fan of Timothy Oliphant and I was a fan of Drew Barrymore. And the reason why I bring this up, the WGA just reached an agreement. With the agreement, it basically makes it so that companies just won't cancel their shows in order to not pay their writers. So it is very weird to me that she sided with the executives on this one, considering that they just canceled like one of her more recent shows. Anyways, what I'm saying, I don't know what her end goal was. The worst part, 1 week after she brought the talk show back, the WGA struck that agreement with the executives. So she had literally waited 1 more week. She would have been good. She would have been golden. And then the funniest part is that the writers that were working on the Barrymore show, none of them want to come back. They're like all taking solidarity against Drew Barrymore for what she did. And it's hard to feel bad for her. She's kind of like licking the boot. You know what I mean? So this is a little bit of karma, I guess. All right. So on the other hand, I want to talk about the whole Oprah situation. And some of you might have heard about what happened. So if you don't know, Maui caught on fire and thousands of people got displaced out of their homes. The death toll is in the hundreds, with like 300 to 400 people missing. Now, Oprah got together with The Rock, and they both pledged that they were going to each donate $10 million to this fund that they were starting, the People of Maui Fund. Basically, what it's going to do is going to give like a monthly stipend to all the people that were affected by the fires. Now, this immediately pissed people off. Obviously, like to most people, us normal people, $10 million is a lot. It's a lot of money, but I want you guys to put this into perspective. Oprah has like $1.5 billion. $10 million is the equivalent of like 0.5% of her net worth. This is what pissed people off. The Rock is not as wealthy. Like 10 million is a bigger chunk out of his like 300 million or however much he has. But I kind of want to put what 0.5% of your total net worth is. Okay, so let's say for a person who makes $100,000 a year, 0.5 is $20. That is the equivalent of what she donated, which again, like I said, I know $10 million is a lot. I could do so much with $10 million. I would probably not have to worry for the rest of my life. There's a problem that goes even deeper than that. So as of like the past like 2 years, Oprah has purchased like 900 acres of land in Maui. You should know like a lot of people in Maui are already struggling to just even be able to have property because it's gotten so expensive. I mean, house prices have been rising throughout the country, but Hawaii is like one of those areas where it just really skyrocketed. The natives can't afford to be there anymore, which is like a big bummer, to be honest. But I kind of want to put into perspective how much 1,000 acres is. So as a frame of reference, the average American home, like the medium, is about like 2,700 square feet. That's like the average. That's combining like the smallest all the way up to like the highest. 1 acre has approximately 46,000 square feet. So basically imagine 15 to 20 homes and then multiply that by 1,000. And this is where that issue comes back, right? With the People's Fund of Maui, no doubt that money is going to help the survivors or the people affected by the fire, but people are only going to be getting $1,200. It's a good amount of money. The problem is that these people just lost their home. With the land that Oprah has, she can most definitely give land to all these people. And what she does is just like gives them 0.5% of her net worth, which is, again, in our eyes, it's a lot, but from her end, it's really not that much. And to make it even worse, although the people are making like $1,200, the executives working for the People of Maui Fund, they're making anywhere from $170,000 up to $400,000 or $500,000. It's supposed to be a charity, so like I know people don't do labor for free, but shouldn't that money go back to the people affected by the fire? It looks like Oprah took that you get a and you get a and you get a meme, like, oh, you get $1,000 and you get $1,000 and you get $1,000, and now just kind of flipped it onto herself, and she's like, and I get land and I get land and I get money and y'all get fucked. Also, she eventually went on a morning television show and cried, saying that all the people were bullying her. Like, oh, poor me, poor little billionaire. Oh, poor little thing. Are you being bullied? Oh, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. Also, tell me why when she's kind of crying about being terrorized, she's also trying to sell a book. Anyways, this is a shit show I've been seeing on my TikTok feed. I was hoping I could make this funny. Honestly, this is just me venting about how frustrated I am over like the wealthy people of this country that just take advantage of people and step on them. Look, with all this stuff that's involving Oprah, like I do know that The Rock plays some part into it, although there's not been as much talk on his end, and from what a lot of things make it seem, he did not know, although I don't know how he couldn't have known. He's like a really smart businessman. I really doubt that he was not pieced in at all. I also don't like The Rock, but that's for other reasons that I'm not in the mood to get into today. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about these two situations? I don't know, just let me know in the comments or something if there's anything you guys want to hear me talk about. Again, comments. If you like the video, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. That's it for today. I'll catch you guys next time. Okay, bye.